Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it every time. Shout out to all the subs. Gratitude to anybody new. Welcome along. Let's talk about Liam Paro, the IBF 140-pound champion, taking on Richardson Hitchins. That's his mandatory. I meant to make this video earlier on in the week. I've been really busy. I've been a little bit quiet on YouTube. I've been making this Samoan power video about Jaya Batai. That is going to be a massive project, about 95% done, and that will be out by the weekend for sure. It's coming on along really well, so that's taken a lot of my time up. But today I wanted to make a keys to victory video because it's a really good fight in Puerto Rico. I'm just making a video on the undercard, Henry LeBron versus Christopher Diaz. That is a great fight. If I have that done before this, I'll leave the link up here, or I'll leave them at the end of each. Go and check those out. But Liam Paro versus Richardson Hitchins, very intriguing fight indeed. Now, I've seen, a lot of people that are actually picking Hitchins, which I can understand. I think this is really going to depend on how Paro approaches the fight, in my opinion. I think, obviously, Hitchins is a purer boxer, right? He definitely exercises the sweet science and has, a really beautiful jab. He's got good movement. A lot of people thought he lost to Lemos. I was one of those people. Certainly surprised me how, Lemos was able to get to him a lot more than anybody else had. And he bulldozed him a lot. And one thing in that fight that really surprised me was the lack of counter punching from Hitchins, which could be a massive part of this. And I think, and I talked about this in the Lemos versus Keyshawn Davis victory, I said there's opportunities to counterpunch because Lemos opens up like that. But for whatever reason, Hitchins, I think when there's when there's danger, when there's a major threat, I don't think, because counterpunching is dangerous, right? You've got a window to get your shot in. If you don't get the shot in or you don't time it right, you could get timed, right? And I think he was just being ultra conservative, on the back foot, real defensive, holding far too much. They've been going back and forth a lot prior to, there was a press conference today, they face off and stuff, and I watched all of it, but, there's a lot of stuff that Hitchins was saying that he's been doing. He's saying don't hold. He was the one holding Lemos a lot. He could have quite easily had points deducted, and if he hadn't been able to hold, he probably might have got, a bit more beaten up. But no, I say beaten up. He didn't, he came through that fight all right. I still think he lost by a round, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I was surprised he wasn't able to counterpunch Lemos, and I think that could be if he's going to. Basically, let me start with Liam Paro actually, because I think this is the most important thing. I think he has to set the tone, right? He cannot box with Richardson Hitchins, right? If he elects to box and give Hitchins more time, I think Paro's going to lose fairly decisively. So the game plan will be, and this is just my opinions, of course, you're welcome to your own, leave them in the comments if you will, but I think Paro's got to come out, set the tone, and he's talking about bullying him and stuff, and he's talking about trying to goad Hitchins into a fight. He's not going to do that. Hitchins is not going to do that. That would be a suicide to adopt that kind of a fight. It's just pointless. You're not going to. He's a boxer. He's not really a brawler like that. Neither is Paro really. To be honest with you. But I think if you were looking at both of them, Paro can probably go there. And I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to be. And this is one thing I'm kind of leaning towards Paro, because I think he's shown in the past he can come out and do game plans that I didn't expect him to do against Matias. Fought a great fight against Matias. Did a lot of cute things in there that I was like, wow, I didn't expect that. He's going to have to do it again. He's going to have to be a bit of a chameleon and shift what he's normally used to doing, which is a fairly tidy boxer, getting his power shots off, being a conservative, boxing a little bit, but, pushing guys back as well. And, being basically a tidy boxer, I think I've called him before. But he's going to have to be a brawler in this fight. He's going to have to be aggressive. And he's going to have to, I think, hit Hitchins anywhere. And this is actually a keys to victory. Get him on the back foot immediately and start whacking him anywhere. And I do mean anywhere. When Canelo whacks him on the arm, whack Hitchins' jab arm, right? Go out there and start swinging wild shots. Bang on the arm, right? Real dead his arm, take his jab away. You take his jab away, then it's going to be an easier fight. Now, because he's very hard to hit, because he's very cute defensively, he's a good boxer. Very good boxer, very skilled. And, he'll very sharp, good range control, good defense. He's He's a damn good fighter, Hitchins. He is. He had a poor performance against Lemos. I don't think he quite expected that. I know he had some issues with the weight cut and stuff. He said he didn't really listen to his nutritionalist, but, you know, I do think that, you know, that is going to be a necessity. Paro can't sit there, come out and start getting his head jabbed off in the first couple of rounds and start losing. You know, get out there and put it on him. If you watch Lemos put it on him immediately. And I think Paro's got to do that to have any chance. Now, in terms of Hitchins, you know, he's probably going to be more prepared for something like that, obviously. I don't think he saw that coming at all, really, and that can set the tone for a fight, which is why I'm saying for Paro to get out there and do that, because it can really set the tone, and, you know, it did in that fight. But I think Hitchins, obviously, look, he's got to use his jab, he's got to use his movement, his range control. Don't get caught up into a brawl in the middle, even though, you know, Paro wants him to do that. That's something he cannot do, and I don't think he will. He's too smart for that, you know, and he knows that will just play into Paro's favor. So, you know, he's just got. I don't know if the counter punching, that's going to be the biggest mystery for me, because he can counter punch, especially southpaws, and he can counter punch a southpaw jab quite well. I think it just depends on how much danger or threat there is from the opponent, whether it's going to be a more like enough power to want to risk counter punching, or just whether he can feel comfortable to do it, you know. But that's why if you set the tone, you back him up and you start hitting him anyway. You know, you can trade a shot for a shot, because it doesn't seem like Hitchins has a great deal of power, but what he lacks in power, he makes up for in major IQ and major, you know, footwork and ring generalship and movement and IQ and boxing ability. So it is a very intriguing fight indeed. Another key to victory, I think, will be, you know, getting the game plan and the timing right. I know I talked about Paro coming out and gunslinging early, but he's gonna have to be in tremendous shape, which he always is. You know, he looks like a happy champion to me, right? He does. He looks very confident. He's always in great shape, and that's, you know, obviously they both are. But, you know, I think Paro's going to have to really start slowly turning the heat up, come out the gates early, but keep that pressure going. And if he starts to get time, starts to get outboxed, starts to get out jab, starts to get out thought, stay with it. Stick to the program and keep trying to throw punches anyway and get physical and rough, because the last thing you want to do is get frustrated and get dejected, which I don't think he will. I'm just saying, stay with it mentally. Paro's very strong mentally, so he's got to stick with that no matter what's going on. Even if he's down on the cards or like 4 or 5 rounds down, keep going, because you can turn the tide real quick, you know. And then Hitchins just has to stay disciplined, keep disciplined. Keep moving, keep jabbing. And the interesting part is about the holding. And, you know, I don't want to see Paro hitting behind the head again. I don't want to see Hitchins holding. I don't want to see Paro holding. I want to see a fair fight where if there is too much holding, excessive holding, points get taken off. Because that was like a massive thing against Lemos. Really, let's be honest. He was holding so much. And, you know, Paro was holding a little bit Matias, but like he was doing it in a cute way where he was pushing him back. You know, but the behind the head was you know, it was all weird, but, you know, he did get taken points off, to be fair. But I just wonder how that's going to affect it, because Hitchins is going to initiate the hold. He is, because he was doing it against Lemos. He didn't let the tee off, and he was just smothering him and stuff like that. So it's a really intriguing fight. I think the old cliche of who's going to do their game plan, who's going to be able to imprint their game plan more, will win. You know, so it's a world title on the line. Paro's looking to defend his title. I personally think this part will go to points, but I'm picking Paro to win but he's got to come out and be aggressive and be the bully straight away, all the way through the fight. If he doesn't do that and he starts to elect a box, then I'm picking Hitchins. But if Paro can be the chameleon, I think he can, and change the game plan up and be aggressive and be a bully, be a bulldozer, you know, be rugged, hit him anywhere, as I keep saying, then I think Paro will just edge it out, because he's a much bigger, stronger guy than Lemos. Maybe not stronger, but Lemos is a strong guy. Physically strong back, but Paro is too. And he's a natural 140 pounder. And, you know, I think Lemos You know, I don't know about punching power. Yeah, they're probably like they're maybe the same. You know, I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at it too hard, but I know Paro can impose himself on Hitchins for sure. If Lemos can, Paro definitely can. He's going to have to. So let me know your thoughts. I'm picking Paro on points, just maybe a split decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if Hitchins wins. It depends on Paro's game plan, really, to be honest with you. I think he holds the keys. If he can keep it up for 12 rounds and be a bully, be aggressive, then I think he can win. But I think if you give Hitchins more time, he's going to win a boxing match for sure. But hey, listen, it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to the fight, really am. I hope you guys enjoy the fight. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out of here. I'll have that Samoan Power video by Saturday. It's 95% done. It's looking really good right now. So I've been a little out the loop. So anyway, thank you for watching. As always appreciated. Peace. I'm out.
Boxing.